Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most shocking fashion show runway moments.
The reason you fell is because you have these rubber ties.
Yes!
For this list, we'll be looking at the most jaw-dropping and memorable moments on the catwalk. If you had the chance to walk the runway, what would you wear? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Bobby Abley's Teletubby finale. British designer Bobby Abley took spectators down a nostalgia road with his 2017's London Fashion Week show.
I included Teletubbies in my collection because each season I like to revisit something that I loved as a kid.
The looks featured everything from cow prints to some rather familiar colorful wigs. Teletubby motifs were everywhere, from the designs to accessories, and it all made sense during the show's finale when Dipsy from Teletubbies made a surprise appearance.
Teletubbies. Teletubbies.
Making his runway debut, the fuzzy and jovial lime green mascot pranced down the catwalk while attendees pulled out their cameras, capturing the moment a new fashion icon was born. Turns out, this was a collaboration to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the beloved children's show.
Dipsy's hat!
Fancy that.
Number 9. Balenciaga's bench blunder. Some dreadfully awkward mishaps took place at Balenciaga's 2012 spring show. While guests took to their seats, the benches that were supposed to support them began to give in.
It felt like the presence of Darth Vader was coming upon us, like the sense of eeriness in the room, the fact that the benches were cracking, and then we had to stand up.
A total of 5 of the faulty seats collapsed, prompting organizers to request that all attendees, including the likes of Anna Wintour, stand for the rest of the show. Thankfully, no one was injured, and the remainder of the event went on without any further issues, although it did make for a memorable moment. Perhaps Balenciaga could benefit from a trip to Home Depot before their next show. Number 8. McQueen's Joan of Arc finale.
I'll do what I like.
There was definitely a change and definitely a move in our relationship.
Late designer Alexander McQueen knew exactly how to put on a show. They were legendary for breaking the mold and standing out. For example, his spring/summer 1997 show featured model Deborah Shaw wearing a wire cage. His 1998 fall collection paid tribute to patron saint Joan of Arc, where the 15th century French military leader's legacy was captured in McQueen's use of chain metal and red to symbolize her tragic end.
Is this what you want? You want me to burn without being confessed?
The big finale featured a model draped in a crimson face cover and dress, standing in the middle of the catwalk as a circle of fire surrounded her. The scene was inspired by Joan's execution and created a chilling and haunting moment that is still the talk of the fashion industry today.
The darkness created this amazing creativity and genius artist.
Number 7. Rick Owens' Human Backpacks. Designer Rick Owens knows how to get people talking. For one of his 2015 shows, he had his models, let's call it exposed, while walking on the runway. Later that year, he took things to another level by featuring what could only be described as human backpacks.
This was theatre, this was poetry, this was a statement.
As models strutted down the catwalk, another model was placed upside down and strapped to their upright counterpart. The show caused quite a stir, especially on the internet, where people expressed their confusion over Owens' choices. The designer later stated that the presentation was about women supporting women and had references to aging, birthing, and community.
It felt like a tribute to women's strength, and as a woman, it was hard not to walk away and feel empowered and full of optimism and joy. And I would say in general, that's how I tend to feel whenever I leave a Rick Owens show.
He employed athletes and acrobats to take on the challenge, so no chiropractors needed in the wings for this one.
A little shock value is what we need every once in a while.
Number 6. Kate Moss lighting up. Supermodel Kate Moss has always been a bit of a rebel.
I was always borrowing money off my mum. She was beginning to get fed up with it and started telling me to get a job, proper job and stuff like that when I started to work, so Just as well, I kind of stuck at it and didn't take her advice.
So it was no surprise when she made a bold statement during her appearance in Louis Vuitton's Paris Fashion Week show. As Moss strutted on the catwalk, she lit a cigarette and began smoking. One might chalk it up to simply being a performance, but it also happened to be No Smoking Day, which gave it sort of a political edge. Members of both the public and fashion biz were divided over the act. Some believe it was wrong of Moss to encourage the controversial habit. Others praised her carefree behavior. No matter how you look at it, this fashion moment is one for the books.
How do you experience being a sex symbol?
I don't think about it.
Number 5. Chanel gets pranked. Fashion is often considered to be a super serious business. So in 2019, French comedian Marie Benoliel decided to bring a little humor to Paris Fashion Week. Benoliel crashed the show by attempting to walk the runway.
The 28-year-old prankster named Marie jumped onto the stage during the designer's Paris fashion show.
Cleverly sporting Chanel's signature tweed pattern, she blended in so well with the rest of the models that not even the event's security could spot her.
The Chanel show is the most prestigious and the most important show, so it was really funny to do it.
However, Gigi Hadid swooped in to escort the prankster off the catwalk in a moment that became the talk of fashion's biggest week of the year. Later, Benoliel stated her, quote, comic approach was clearly not understood.
It was really fun. Now, I think that we are really close friends and we love each other.
Number 4. Gucci's racist design. Gucci's 2018 winter collection was a wild mix of controversial and problematic choices. First of all, some models walked into the show carrying decapitated replicas of their heads, which was, no pun intended, a bit of a head scratcher. However, the designer took things to another troubling level when they featured a black knit sweater that fit over the models' faces and outlined red lips. The racist design was called out across social media, and Gucci removed the item. This is just one of the many examples of the fashion industry proving that they have a long way to go regarding inclusivity.
If you look at the most recent examples of offensive fashion, whenever a new one comes up, everyone refers to all the previous ones that had happened before.
Number 3. Madonna's bra. BFFs Madonna and Jean-Paul Gaultier both got the fashion and pop culture worlds talking during the prolific designer's 1992 show.
The show featured appearances by some of the biggest names in pop music, all modeling clothes created by one of Madonna's favorite designers, Jean-Paul Gaultier.
The show was staged to raise funds for AIDS, and Gaultier recruited his musical pal to close the show.
And although the audience responded enthusiastically to all of the show's celebrity models, Madonna herself wasn't about to be outdone.
Known for always keeping things interesting, Madonna walked out in a stylish but rather conservative suit. Just when spectators thought she didn't have anything up her sleeve, she whipped off her blazer to reveal she was wearing a brassiere without any cups. It was a much talked about moment and turned the material girl into the material-less girl. Number 2. Naomi Campbell's fall. Queen of the Runway Naomi Campbell has walked in countless shows. With a career spanning decades, Campbell has a strut that is unmatched. However, even the mighty can fall victim to the ruthless catwalk.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
When I fell down, were you worried?
While appearing in Vivienne Westwood's 1993 show, Campbell took a major tumble thanks to her sky-high platform shoes. Keeping things professional, she simply laughed off the slip and got right back up to finish her walk.
But the most important thing is that I said to myself, get up and keep going.
In more recent years, she tweeted about the incident and even sported the wild shoes on the Jonathan Ross show. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. PETA comes for Giselle. In the 2000s, supermodel Gisele Bündchen made major waves by working with fashion's biggest names.
It was like the $50 million bra. I did have securities following me everywhere. Everywhere I went, there was like these two guys like making sure.
One of her claims to fame was becoming one of Victoria's Secret's top models and walking in their annual fashion shows. In 2002, Bündchen's big moment was interrupted when protesters from the animal rights group PETA stormed the stage holding up signs expressing their disdain for her collaboration with Black Glamour, a big brand in fur. She didn't let the protests stop her and continued walking as if they weren't even there. However, the moment caused the Brazilian model to question future collaborations, and she decided to stop working with furriers.
Keep living your life with love. Loving yourself, loving others, and loving the world you live in.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.